Israel is now a promised land flowing with fish as well as milk and honey. And that's not gone unnoticed by the birds, both residents and the international wealth of migratory birds that for thousands of years have used this flyway between Europe and Africa. Many are cashing in on the ease of plundering a well-stocked pond. Breeders tolerate the loss of small fish to egrets and herons, and as nature lovers, most are pleased to see storks passing by. But cormorants are less welcome. They can dive and pursue the choicest fish to the bottom of a pond. Large flocks cause significant losses. And a flotilla of pelicans arriving is a very unwelcome sight. Each bird can eat 2 kilograms of fish a day. A flock can empty a fish pond completely. They'll even attempt to carry away fish that are simply too heavy to be airlifted. Pelicans are protected by law. All that the fish farmers can do is frighten them off. But they may only go as far as a neighbouring fish farm where they are equally unwelcome. Only when unloaded can this one hope to go anywhere. Many pelicans even come back when the farmers are asleep. A multitude of animals fed on fish for a very long time. But the earliest of human gatherers of fruit and hunters of meat also found fish an essential food, abundant in rivers, lakes, and the sea. Then, thousands of years ago, people began to domesticate animals and to cultivate crops, a revolution necessary to satisfy their growing need for reliable food supplies, a need that led to our modern farming practices. People worked hard to increase the yield of the land, but surprisingly, although fish were known to be nutritious, little significant effort was made to farm them until relatively recently. Traditional fishing can be seen all round the world. Once, fishermen on Kenya's Lake Turkana could catch sufficient to feed their community. But today, the population is growing, and even these huge fish are no longer plentiful enough. Too many mouths, too few fish. It's a worry not only felt here, but in many other countries as well. The delta of the Danube in Romania, where that mighty river flows into the Black Sea, was for centuries a flourishing fishery. But today, traditional methods are no longer sufficient, and the quality of the water is greatly reduced by pollution from inland. And what of the Sea of Galilee, the most celebrated of Israel's lakes, where biblical fishermen made fabulous catches that today would call for a miracle to make them enough? It was in 1936 that a small group of pioneers tried their hand at making a living here by fishing. It was a desolate place, and fishing could only provide part of their livelihood. But it was important to the survival of their cooperative agricultural settlement. In their bleak, semi-arid valley, their swamp seemed like a paradise. Now their grandchildren cross the same bridge amidst a new kind of beauty in a world founded on those first brave attempts at fishing. They hear their grandparents tell how important fish have been to the growth of their home, kibbutz near David. Agriculture has also played a vital part in creating this multi-generation cooperative settlement, one of some 230 kibbutzim. It's managed by its members who receive the necessary social, medical and other needs. But only because Near David is a large and profitable agricultural community has it been able to develop its aquacultural expertise. Agriculture here has biblical origin. When the tribes of Israel first cultivated this land, they brought offerings of thanks for their harvests to the temple, a biblical custom celebrated each year on the Feast of Shavuot, a very happy and important holiday.